When I covered Miku English in a previous video, I knew that I would have to come back to her because of a lack of information as well as a lack of songs created using her voice bank. This won't be a full-length section as I have two other voice banks to cover as well, but I am happy to report that people seem to have gotten the hang of Gumi English and she has revealed herself to be a decent English Vocaloid. Decent, but not great. Gumi English has a very small vocal library. It does not have the same number of voice samples as Ivana does, for example. Gumi is still capable, but her level of English is fairly basic compared to the Western-produced English Vocaloids. So if you are a Western Vocaloid user, you should definitely take advantage of Gumi English's trial version before committing to it. Just be sure to download the custom English dictionary file. This custom dictionary comes with the retail version of Gumi English, but you need to download it if you are using the trial version. It should make a marked improvement in Gumi's pronunciation.
Understand the things I say, don't turn away from me, 'cause I spent half my life out there. You wouldn't disagree. Do you see me? Do you see? Do you like it? Do you like me standing there? Do you notice? Do you know? Do you see me? Do you see me? Does anyone care? Unhappiness was when I was young and we didn't give a damn, 'cause we were raised to see life as fun and take it if we can. Inside life dazzling like a fantasy, you always feel like a little boy. I'm young when I sit around you, and right now I'm just turning on the gun. These people told me life that you are in love. I never knew how to ease or very honest. My heart is on the ground, I just can't feel it now. When the way to feel like. Tell me all the lies you have said before. Tell me all the names you have left before. Tell me all the words like a song you always sing. I just wanna hear you sing. So there she goes, heart falling her ear. Please say you don't fear, but she knows where all the cats play on the swing set. She can't even guess where the sweetest accent she listens to the ones that reckon to you. I say your name.
In October of 2010, the CEO of Krypton Future Media made an announcement at the Comic-Con event in New York City. He appealed to Western Vocaloid fans and said that if Hatsune Miku's official Facebook page received around 40,000 likes, Miku would receive an English voice bank. Her Facebook page eventually reached over 1 million likes, which sent a big message to Krypton. They did begin working on an English voice bank for Miku in 2010, but Krypton was not content with its development with the Vocaloid 2 engine. They wanted Miku English to be a large improvement over Luca's English voice bank, and Krypton stated in early 2011 that if Miku did not meet their expectations, for example if they couldn't get the voice to be cute enough, they wouldn't release it. Some very early demonstrations of Miku's English voice bank were released in May 2011 using the Vocaloid 2 engine, but the voice bank was still in the alpha stages with less than half of the vocal data complete. By the end of 2011, Miku's voice bank was blooming rather well, but with the release of the Vocaloid 3 engine, Krypton decided to move the project to the new engine. In 2012, Krypton said that they were interested in creating appends for Miku's English voice bank, which is an exciting concept. However, that is not a reality as of yet. I assume they are waiting to see how well Miku English is received. Hatsune Miku V3 English is part of the Miku V3 package, which will be released September 26th. However, being an English voice bank, Krypton wanted to have a simultaneous worldwide release, so Miku English is available as a separate purchase, and it first became available as a download on August 31st, which was Miku's 6th birthday. Happy birthday, Miku! I have to admit, Miku English is fairly impressive. Her pronunciation can be pretty good. Her vocal library is a step above Gumi's, with a standard level of English compared to Gumi's basic level. It still does not reach the same quality as the modern English Vocaloids, but it's a remarkable improvement from Luca's original English voice bank. Krypton reportedly based Miku's English voice bank development off of Sweet Anne. I'm not sure what significance that may have, but there it is. There are several things to keep in mind about Miku English though, as it's not simply Miku's 2007 voice bank plus English, which is likely what most fans were hoping for. You'll notice that Miku doesn't sound quite like her typical self, and neither does she sound any more realistic. Miku is still a part of Krypton's character vocal series, which means her voice is intended to fit a concept rather than be realistic. So her voice will continue to have an unnatural quality to it. But Krypton also took steps to alter Miku's voice specifically for the American and European markets. Her voice has been made a little less cute. Krypton did this because they are aware that Miku is intended to be 16 years old, and they felt that having her voice be too cute could be interpreted negatively outside of Japan. The result is that her English voice bank is more similar to her append dark and soft voice banks than her original voice bank. Krypton is also creating different promotional material for Miku for the West compared to Japan with the same reasoning. In Japan, 16 is considered culturally to be the point where children become adults, but in the West, 16-year-olds are generally still considered to be children. So it's good that Krypton is aware of the cultural differences, but it will disappoint longtime Western Miku fans that her English voice bank isn't quite what they dreamed it would be. Besides the intentional changes made to the voice bank, Miku English has been praised for being a slight improvement over Kaito English. It is easy to pitch and adjust, and she performs L sounds better than Kaito does. However, like Kaito English, Miku English has a very narrow optimum range and tempo, and her English voice bank does not align very well with her other V3 voice banks, so a lot of editing will be required to utilize it in songs with any of her other voice banks. It also has some issues with smoothness, as her longer notes have more power behind them than her shorter notes, so if she switches quickly between them she can sound choppy. Some other things to note are that Miku English comes with Pia Pro Studio, the new software by Krypton that was included with Kaito V3. This means you will not need to purchase the full Vocaloid 3 editor if you just want Miku English. I assume Miku English still comes with the light version of the Vocaloid 3 editor, but I don't know for sure. Also, you hipsters out there will be happy to know that Miku English is the first voice bank to support Mac computers.
What's the point of intersection? Is calculation or just miscommunication? I have a question here for you. Who want to be? Rethinking words or less, please tell it to me. Past and future, what is the point of intersection? A location where I have lost my destination. I have a question here for you. Why are you here? Within 100 words, please come make it clear. I'm just watching it. Good morning, second star. Sometimes I wonder where you are and what the view is like from way up here. And though I know that I can't see as much from on my balcony, the city lights look pretty from down here. Tell me if I go straight on to morning, would there be somebody there waiting for me? Take my ship far past its mooring. I'll turn it to the right and sail on through the night. Selfish pain, it was worth it every time. Hold still right before we crash, 'cause we both know how this ends. A current heat till it breaks your rest, and I drown in you again. 'Cause you are the piece of me I wish I didn't need. Chasing me relentlessly, still fight, and I don't know why. If love is tragedy, why are you my remedy? If love is sanity, why are you my guarantee? I played so lightly, I guess that I forgot I had a choice. I had to push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. You held me down, that I got down, already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear the sound, like thunder gonna shake you around. You held me down, that I got down, get it because I've had enough. I see it all, I see it now. I got the area of the tiger, a fighter, dancing through the fire. 'Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar louder, louder than the lion. 'Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me
To complete this episode, we have a third English voice bank to cover, this time from Power Effects and Vocatone. Originally set to be released in May, Yohio Lloyd was released earlier this month, and he is fairly interesting for an English Vocaloid. He is the first English Vocaloid with multiple voice banks and multiple languages, which would be noteworthy enough, and he's one of the few English Vocaloids with a disclosed voice provider. Enter the singer Yohio, a Swedish native who was the guitarist of a Swedish band named Serenity, but he moved to Japan in 2012 to start a solo career. Reportedly, after the release of Oliver, Yohio approached Power Effects and offered his voice to be turned into a Vocaloid. Perhaps because of his experience with the Japanese, Power Effects accepted his offer. Indeed, Yohio Lloyd's second voice bank is Japanese. Yohio has defined his Japanese music career by being a part of the visual kei movement, which is a style of music and performance in Japan, and even a subculture, that is kind of like the glam rock of the 80s. Lots of makeup, lots of over-the-top costumes, and often androgynous get-ups, which is partly why Yohio looks very feminine in many of his pictures. Plus, the guy just turned 18, so he's a pretty young musician. Yohio Lloyd's avatar character was chosen by Yohio himself from contest entries, and so Yohio Lloyd is the first Power Effects Vocaloid to not follow the Power Effects design trend of being based on monsters such as Frankenstein's monster. Yohio Lloyd has been praised for being an improvement from Oliver. He has a slight accent due to being Swedish, but his vocal quality is very good, and he does especially well with vowel sounds. His voice lacks the power of Sweet Anne or Big Al, and due to his young age, his voice can become feminine if the gender factor of the voice is lowered, but his voice is still very versatile. His Japanese voice bank is slightly deeper than his English, but they can be used together without too much trouble.
a face that I wanna see in my head. In my head, there's a world where I've been before, leading to an open door. In my head, days come and go. I don't know what it means to pretend I don't know that I see what I see. I am a stranger. I know where I belong. La, 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 la. 忘れられない永遠に待つよ僕はあの日空と約束した君の笑顔を忘れないから夢のように一つになる羽はいらない一人で歩いて希望が届かないところへ何を探してた曇り空の下で奇跡を祈ったこの星の世界を誰が救うの Are you waiting for the right time? Are you going to change your mind? Cause I'm tired of thinking back to all the people I love that I left behind. Then you finally tried to let go, break away from all that you know, but you lost the chance to say so. 3, 2, 1, go! 頭の中でこだまして僕の存在の意味をくれて自分の中に閉じ込められるザコティそれなのに破れてOut there waiting tonight she looks nicer than the bright when she smiles I forget my lyrics I got blind, I got met not from the diamond she had but from the beauty that put my heart on fire You have never been to my show You came and see before Her looks that trumpet But the sound goes straight to your soul Get you out of control This trumpet makes you mine, girl